Joe Garbarino is one of the co-owners of Marin Sanitary Service in San Rafael, but he's also the Grand Marshal of this year's 4th of July parade in Novato. We're at his military museum as he prepares his vehicles for the festivities honoring U.S. veterans. Hello, Joe. It's nice to talk to you again.
Nice to see you again.
I got to take a tour of this fabulous museum, and I just wanted to come back and share it with all the community. Now, from my understanding, this is the largest collection of World War II vehicles. Is that correct?
Well, one of. You know, there's a larger one down the peninsula. Man collects nothing but tanks. A beautiful collection. And overall, in vehicles, jeeps, tanks, trucks, we've got, I would say, one of the very largest.
How many do you have?
We've got about 65 World War II vehicles. Well, what's unique about it is that they all run, and they'll all be in a 4th of July parade on the 4th.
Now that's key. So not only do you collect them, you restore them.
Yeah, we picked some up at a bombing range in Pendleton, Oregon, and brought them in, and some at smeltering plants, two of them in Indianapolis. They were going to melt them down. They came from South America. World War II tanks that were issued. They got bigger and better tanks. So. And a lot of them were just in backyards and garages, all rusted up. The seats were eaten up by rodents and whatever. And so we restored them all. Had a good time. Got a great crew that can take care of them, know what they're doing. A lot of volunteers help out at night. And we'll spend a couple of nights a week until we get ready for the 4th.
Now, the 4th of July parade in Novato is the largest parade in the county, and the Pearl Harbor survivors still participate in the parade.
Yes, and really happy about that. We make sure we got a truck for them every year. But not only is it the largest parade, it's the only parade in the United States that gets to see 40-some-odd vehicles driving down the street, including 10 tanks. And you won't see that anywhere in the United States.
Now, are you a veteran of the military?
No, I'm not. I never served because I was a young kid during World War II, and I missed Korea. Was in college going for a pharmacy degree, and barely missed that. Vietnam, I was too old.
So then you have memories as a child of World War II,
yeah,
and that's why this is special to you.
Yeah, I was born and raised in North Beach, and we were a block away from the waterfront. So one block down, there was an MP station. Every entrance to the Embarcadero had an MP. And they happened to like my father's wine. I'd give them a little zip of wine at night in the fog in San Francisco. And I had a wagon. I was able to go in and pick up all the old clothing. As soon as the ships came in, all the sailors, soldiers, Marines had to take all their clothes off, and they dumped them. So we had one truck to pick up the garbage, one truck to pick up the clothing, and a lot of it was just right up against the wall. There was so much of it. And I had Marine Corps uniforms, sailor suits, Army suits.
Well, speaking of sailor suits, we have someone joining us in the interview here today.
We got a Marine Corps sergeant up there. So anyway, I was not only fond of the collection that I had of the old clothing, but I got to see the soldiers, sailors, Marine, coming back from POW camps. And they get off the ship, onto a train. I would follow the train with my bicycle. They was just emaciated, and it left a lasting impression. Those veterans saved all that we have today. They gave a lot, and some gave everything, and didn't come back, including a Joe Garbarino, who was shot down and killed in Burma in a POW camp.
And no relation to you?
No relation. His sister lives here in San Rafael. So that's my driving force. Veterans from any war, no one asked to go in. Most of them were drafted to go in and serve their country, and they did it. And they saved all that we have today.
Joe, what would you like to say to the soldiers who are still fighting today in Iraq, or their families?
I can only say how much I appreciate that their life is on the line, and that I hope everything turns out well for them and they make it home safe and sound. I admire them all, the past, the present, and the future soldiers and sailors. They're all my heroes, every one. That's what I'd like to say, and they're all welcome here. There was a sergeant that stopped by a little while ago, He wanted to know if it was okay for him to look around. He introduced himself. Can I take some of my soldiers here? He's still in active duty. I said, come over any time. There'll be a lunch for you, too.
Oh.
That's what I told him.
And they're in for a big treat.
Yeah. So anyway, it means a lot to me. The man on the wall up there by the airplane,
Yes.
Lieutenant Joe Garbarino, shot down, killed in World War II in Burma. And those are all the heroes, you know, and I'd like to show these vehicles around so people can remember who, what, where our independence came from tyranny, and those were the people that made it that way. They put their lives on the line, and they're still doing it.
Well, Joe, for someone who has never actively served in the military, thank you for all that you do to the community.
Thank you.
To recognize our fallen soldiers and our surviving soldiers as well.
Absolutely. They're all welcome to ride on my vehicles anytime on the 4th of July, Vietnam, all of them. Some of our soldiers, when they came back from Vietnam, they had to take their uniforms off because people would spit on them. You know, that's a tragedy. They didn't ask to go. They were forced to go in. They were drafted. So everybody's welcome here. And even other people that don't believe in what we believe in, they're welcome too.